Yo, this manhwa doesn't just have plot, it has thick thigh creatures on a mission to destroy your single player run. We got pink haired demon, the one sweating and asking, "Can I rely?" while her shirt is fighting for its fucking life. Professional distractor, emotional support. Melons so massive they deserve their own zip code, certified thigh hypnotist, and walking physics violation. Next, blue hair bitch, arms crossed, judging your entire bloodline, but those thighs could probably bench press your GPA. Next, blonde gremlin, reaching out like she's about to steal your soul and your sanity, with that dangerous smile and thigh gap that defies physics. And this white hair.
So we start on April 2032, Valkyria School holds its class allocation exam. A live broadcast, nationwide audience, real combat against actual goblins. An acute white-haired swordswoman immediately steals the show, slicing through goblins like they're nothing while the comment section loses its mind. Then our boy shows up, wearing what looks like a cheap yellow superhero costume. The internet's already laughing before he throws a single punch. He gets smoked by a goblin in front of the entire country, collapses, and the broadcast becomes a national joke. Flashback time. Years ago, monsters called the otherworldly tore through the world, and humanity's weapons couldn't touch them. Relics were the only thing that worked. Hinata's father wielded a shield-type relic, protecting civilians, until he didn't make it home. Dying words, get stronger, strong enough to protect everyone. Hinata, just a kid, watched his dad die saving him and his friend Shizuku. That helplessness never left him, so he trained, relentlessly, rain or shine, every single day, chasing a relic that turned out to be a joke. Now, present day, Hinata's stuck running errands for Hiramura Takayuki, the red-headed bully who got dumped into Class E because of him. Apparently after the first test, there was a mock evaluation battle, and Hinata's relic performance was so bad it dragged Takayuki's placement down too. So now Takayuki beats him up basically on schedule, relic gauntlet and all, using school grounds despite relics technically being restricted to designated areas. Nobody stops him. Nobody really cares. Class E is where the school dumps anyone with low-tier relics and no future, teachers included in the not caring. Meanwhile, Mine Shizuku, yeah, the cute swordswoman from the exam, is that same childhood friend who lost her dad the same day Hinata did. They used to be close, leaning on each other through the grief. But school happened, and somewhere along the way the gap between honor student with a powerful relic and dropout whose relic is literally cosplay turned into actual distance. Now they just pass each other in hallways like strangers. Back to the beatdown. Takayuki's mid-rant. Something about weak relics being inherited, mocking Hinata's parents. But here's the thing, Hinata's not actually as weak as everyone thinks. 6 months ago, right after that disastrous placement exam, he discovered something about his tacky suit. Sacred relics grow. The more you use them, the stronger they get. Problem is, his relic, armor, not a weapon, doesn't deal damage. So how does armor grow when growth normally comes from landing hits? His answer, take damage instead, deliberately. He sneaks into the school's basement training portal at night, and starts letting goblins beat on him, on purpose. Half a year of getting wrecked, absorbing tiny magic stones from each kill, watching them vanish into the suit instead of his inventory. Eventually a notification hits. 10,000 damage taken triggers an upgrade condition. Beginner's suit can become indomitable suit. He doesn't even know how to activate it until a voice command does the trick. Update! And the yellow costume shifts into something sleeker, more armored. Status screen pops up for the first time ever. Strength, endurance, skills, equipment, aptitude. He's never seen anything like it. Turns out the suit grants powerful protection and blessings of growth, meaning his defense scales the more punishment he eats. Back in the present-ish timeline, Shizuku and her friend stumble across the wreckage of that old broadcast accident in the forest. Find Hinata's name still attached to local mockery. Shizuku snaps at her friend, fed up with being disappointed, but can't shake a nagging thought. Wasn't his suit different before? Hinata, alone in the forest at night testing the upgraded suit, gets ambushed, not by one goblin, but a whole pack. He blocks a hit, and actually holds his ground. Suit's defense clearly stronger now, but it's not enough. They overwhelm him fast, slam him down, and for a second it looks like he's done for. He flashes back to his dad's last words. Get stronger, become the hero who helps people in crisis. And something in him refuses to break. That refusal triggers something new. His unyielding spirit resonates with the suit, and he unlocks a skill, revenge. It accumulates damage taken over 10 seconds and converts it into a burst of power, usable once a day. play. No time to think, he activates it on instinct, screaming the name like a lifeline. Lightning erupts around him, and the goblins that were dogpiling him a second ago are suddenly the ones in trouble. The suit pings, achievement cleared for defeating his first goblin, and the reward unlocks proficiency with blunt weapons, swords, knuckles, plus boosts to strength. He can finally hold a weapon while wearing the suit. Progress. He digs into the new upgrade list and realizes his relic's gone through a real overhaul. Cut to where his drive really comes from. His mom's awake for a visit. She's recovering, building strength before discharge, all smiles. But it's surface level optimism. Truth is, she's been asleep for 10 years straight, ever since a monster attack left her afflicted with crystal disease, an incurable condition caused by monster venom. His little sister Hikari was hit too, but thanks to their mother shielding her, she's recovering and expected to be discharged next year. Enter Kagura Jinji, Guild Master of Phoenix, the same guild Hinata's late father belonged to. Polished, smiling, completely transactional. He corners Hinata with an offer, join Phoenix, and Hinata can finally afford his family's care. Except the real ask surfaces fast. Crystal disease patients produce crystals with properties similar to mana crystals, a potential energy source, and shady buyers are paying huge money for live research subjects. Jinji's pitch is really, hand over your mother as a test subject. Hinata shuts it down immediately. Jinji needles him about the family inheritance running dry, about how a low-ranked relic like his will never earn enough to support anyone, but Hinata holds firm, walks away repeating the promise he made his father, protect the family, no matter what. Walking through the city, Hinata spots a struggle, seniors from his own school dragging a girl down an alley, cash in hand, clearly coercing her under the guise of just hanging out. It's Yakumo Akane, a classmate from his own E-class. She's furious, refusing the money, calling them out, but they don't let go, threatening to spread rumors if she doesn't comply. She flips them off, defiant, but they're not backing down, grabbing her again, telling her to stop the act and just follow them. Hinata steps in to stop the seniors dragging the girl away. They don't recognize him at first, just some random E-class kid, until they place him, the weakest in the class, the one with the cosplay, relic, the broadcast accident guy. They wave him off, not even worth bothering with. Akane bites back, refusing to go quietly, but the leader doesn't care and slugs Hinata across the face to move him out of the way. Then we cut back briefly. Akane training at a boxing club, sparring against a senior named Takahashi who praises her relic and her work ethic. Back to the alley, and the guys realize their punches aren't doing much. Akane's shocked too, recognizing that the weakest kid only ever looked weak because of his busted starter relic. Without it dragging him down, he's actually holding his own. The lead bully tries again with a sacred artifact weapon, an air compression launcher, clipping Hinata but barely scratching him. Witnesses start gathering. Someone mentions calling the police over unauthorized relic use in public, and the bullies panic and scatter, vowing payback. Alone afterward, Akane thanks him stiffly, confused why he stepped in for a total stranger. He brushes it off, says he's never actually helped her before, in a roundabout way of saying he's not chasing credit. Next day, hallway run-in, Akane thanks him properly this time for saving her. Before Hinata can even process it, the orange-capped bully and his crew show up again, smug, claiming, school rules mean they're untouchable here regardless of yesterday's interruption. Hinata stands his ground, refusing to be lumped in with the E-class kids they usually walk over. The leader scoffs, summons his gauntlet-type relic, and tries to flatten him, except this time Hinata doesn't even flinch much. The bullies, confused but still arrogant, escalate, throwing him around to make a plausible excuse for whatever story they're cooking up. But Hinata gets back up again, and again, completely unfazed. That's when it clicks for him too. The growth wasn't just in the suit. It was him. His body's been quietly building toughness and power this whole time, independent of the relic. The status window wasn't just measuring gear, it was measuring him. Realization hits like a current. As the bullies close in for another round, Hinata rises with a different look in his eyes entirely. Takayuki's giant gauntlet hits Hinata square on, and barely does anything. He's confused, almost shaken, wondering how a punch that can stop a charging rhino just got tanked like nothing. Hinata plays it off, claims he was just startled, totally fine. Takayuki backs off uneasily, muttering this isn't normal, that this giant hand isn't an artifact you just shrug off. Word starts spreading. Hinata fought Class C and walked away without a scratch. Even Takayuki's noticing he's much stronger than before. Alone afterward, Hinata pieces it together himself. His sacred artifact never was just suit enhancement. It strengthens him, not just the gear, meaning all those stat boosts and skills work even without the suit on. The catch is he still lacks real offensive power. No finishing move, just defense. He's out of ideas for how to level up further. Then comes a fresh ambush. Takayuki's sucker attacks him in the hallway, supposedly just messing around, but it barely scratches him either. Words getting around the group, something's off. Hinata's hiding new strength. Akane shows up mid-altercation, snapping that this isn't her business, just needs to talk to him, but Takayuki spins it as her protecting Hinata now, and accusations fly until she shuts him down hard, asking if he wants to hit a girl to prove a point. Tense standoff. Away from the noise, Akane clarifies she's not picking sides. Hinata's on his own with Takayuki. She just wanted to apologize, since she's the reason Class C started targeting him in the first place. He waves it off, says he got involved on his own. Then she opens up. Her father fought monsters on the front lines, got defeated, left bedridden for years. Her mother spiraled afterward, different men, eventually a cult, demanding money from her own daughter. Akane doesn't resent being raised, but the life wasn't right for her, so she came to this school to escape and become a great warrior like her dad once was. Except she landed in Class C, future looking bleak just like everyone else there. That's when Class C, the same guys from before, approached her, offering money, and she's been refusing them, but they don't quit. Hinata listens without much reaction, and she catches herself, half joking about dragging him into her mess unnecessarily, telling him to just call her Akane from now on. Cut to two Class C goons grumbling that they keep getting interrupted before they can corner Hinata properly, deciding to lure him to the bathroom alone next time. But they spot something off. Kaori, a quiet classmate, hanging around the same group that fought Akane that morning. Turns out Kaori's got her own sacred artifact, a mind control type, making people a little more obedient. She insists, nothing serious. She's been using it on Class C members, manipulating them into pressuring Akane into selling her out the way her mother once nearly did. The boys resent being controlled but go along anyway, summoning an otherworldly insect-type monster as a weapon Kaori plans to use against Akane directly after school the next day. Hinata, overhearing all this by accident, realizes the trap being set, and that Takayuki, for all his bluster, won't actually be able to handle Class C if it comes to a real fight. We open on a flashback nobody asked for. Little Akane, beaming, telling her dad he's a hero. He laughs it off. He's not a hero, just a guy who fights to protect his family. Cut to dad in a hospital bed comatose. No risk to his life. Mom starts smoking in hallways and unraveling in real time, blaming a literal child for not being able to keep their lives together. Akane finds out about some mythical cure-all monster called the Glow Basilisk, and enrolls at Valkyria to go hunt it herself. So now we know why she's here. Back in the present, Akane's spiraling in an empty classroom. What is she even doing? Chasing some power fantasy because of one guy in her class. Then Kaori shows up, smiling, dripping purple energy, and asks for a sec. We all know how that's going to go. Picks up with a game, and he's a wreck. He's pacing the hallway after school, working up the nerve to tell Hinata something important. But every time he gets close, he freezes. Why am I even getting involved in this? He keeps telling himself. It has nothing to do with me. Hinata actually catches him lurking and asks if he needs something, and Higane just folds. Mutters that Takayuki's not around and bails, missing what was probably his only real window to say anything. Alone afterward, he's furious with himself. After everything he's put Hinata through, now he wants to ask for help, but then he spots Akane in the distance and notices something seriously wrong with her. She's acting off, different. He brushes it aside, tells himself it's not his problem, and immediately hates himself for thinking that. Meanwhile, we cut to the actual criminal operation Akane's tangled up with, a trafficking ring meeting up in some rundown warehouse. Talking through there, the crew clocks how young Akane is, and there's a gross exchange about what they plan to do with her, basically treating her like product to use and pass down the line. Then the senior notices they've been followed. He trailed her after that moment of suspicion and gotten spotted. With a wave of her power, she puts him under the same control she's using on Akane. The last guy in the group pulls out a camera, ready to start recording. And in Akane's head, even past the mind control, this small flicker of self-awareness creeps through. This resigned, hollow thought that she always somehow ends up on the side getting hurt, always making excuses to herself about not having a choice. It's bleak. And just as things are about to go completely wrong, then, punch out of nowhere, our guys arrive. One clean hit on Higane sends him flying. She's unbothered. So you were here too. Kaori's unfazed, calls Hinata, the weakest, to the gang, openly invites him to join them too, since he's already here. Hinata ignores the bait and asks one real question. Does she even know Akane's family situation? Kaori smirks. Yeah, she knows. That's why she picked this job for her. Somewhere off to the side, Higane snapped half out of the mind control just enough to be sobbing that Akane said she didn't want this. Kaori turns her attention to Hinata properly properly now. Why is he even here? The gang laughs it off. He's escaped them twice, no third time. An orange-capped guy swings a metal pipe at his head. Hinata blocks it, casually, one arm. The guy insists it was luck. Kaori staring now, genuinely thrown. Her relic should be affecting him by now. No one's immune indefinitely. The gang leader isn't laughing anymore either. No holy relic is without power. He's hiding something. Then the system window pops for the reader. Willpower boost LV.1. Effect, mental resistance unknown. Senior Cian, the gang leader. Monologues the usual. This is how the world works. Only a select few get into government guilds. Holy relics are rare and hard-earned. So why not squeeze money out of people too weak to fight back? As long as it's not him getting sacrificed, who cares? He's mid-gloat when something shifts. Hinata's had enough. Don't make me laugh. And the system actually responds. Your escalating rage has triggered a reaction, initiating forced update. His suit changes shape on screen. Gold becomes red, and a new relic name resolves. Suit of Rage. Now it's a real fight. He's rattled but recovers fast, falls back on experience. A relic boost means nothing without the reps behind it, and Hinata's never fought like this before. Cian's actual ability comes out, water-based. Originally Class B before he dropped out. Innate abilities are different from the start, and he starts using binding techniques mid-fight, dousing his bracelet to keep his power active. For a minute it looks like pure skill is winning over raw stat boost. Then Kaori steps in, fires her relic at Hinata mid-fight too. Freed and furious, fires her launcher straight at Kaori. Kaori deflects it like it's nothing and Akane gets thrown down hard for the attempt. Cian sneers, but Akane, on the ground, isn't done. Quiet aside to herself. She's frustrated, maybe she really is as worthless as they said, and she pushes through it. From now on she's going to work harder, get stronger than this, for real. She gets back up and throws one more shot at Cian, who's caught off guard enough to actually flinch. That's the opening Hinata needed. Akane looks back at him. Can I rely on you? And he steps forward. Cian, still bound, scoffs that releasing him is a mistake. Easy to restrain again. One word from Hinata, revenge. That's the skill triggering, and given how much damage he's eaten this fight, it's prime to actually hit hard for once. Cian notices something's wrong with his own footing, asks why his ability isn't working, gets cut off mid-sentence by Hinata cutting loose. You guys said I'm trash. I'll show you the power of trash. Last page is a full-body flying kick wreathed in flame. Hinata stands over Cian, done. One last warning, don't mess with us again. I don't have time for people like you. Cian's reduced to a broken, I got it, crawling off. Cut to the principal's office. The school already knows. People who go too far aren't needed here. Handle it like always. Next day, an expulsion notice goes up for the 3 ringleaders, Kaori included. Students whisper about who reported it. Nobody did. Turns out the 3 already had bad enough reputations that the school was watching them anyway. Takayuki, walking past, asks what the commotion's about and gets nothing but shrugs. Lame, he says. He's hungry. Akane tries to push Hinata toward actually talking to Takayuki. He probably has his own reasons for the distance, but Hinata brushes it off, same as he did the day before. She follows him to the store anyway, invites herself to lunch. Lonely people unite. New stretch. Training montage kicks off. Gym class track. First, train your body. The instructor pushing the idea that physical conditioning and relic growth scale together, and that Class E has a chance to prove the placement was wrong if they show up for the upcoming re-evaluation exam. A senior tells Hinata not to give up just because his relic's rank is low and physical ability count too. And this year teamwork is part of the test. Teams of 2 to 5, gathered yourself, class doesn't matter. Immediate scoff from a classmate, who'd actually team up with Class C losers. Next chapter, Hinata gets cornered by Takayuki and his attached lackey duo over rumors he's been hanging around Akane. Takayuki gets in his face, demands lunch money like old times. Hinata flatly says get it yourself. The lackey clocks Hinata's tone has changed. You've been getting cocky lately. And Akane jumps in to defend him, calling him better than Takayuki at teamwork outright. Takayuki rounds on Higane, the glasses kid from the earlier blackmail arc, demanding he back him up. Akane and Hinata just walk off mid-conversation. Akane, walking with him, realizes they can't bring Higane along given that exchange, wonders if anyone else might team up with them, then asks outright if she'd be okay as his teammate. Of course, he says. Takayuki immediately squares up on someone for looking down on people, has to be talked down. Higane, off to the side, gets asked directly by another student whether there've been serious injuries or deaths in past re-evaluation exams. Yeah, he admits. Final chapter opens on something stranger, what looks like a live stream / betting interface, with 2 names pulled up on betting odds, Aoyama Chihiro at 52x, and Asahi Hinata at a brutal 137x, dead last. Then we cut away from that entirely to Hinata alone in a forest, breathing hard, clearly already inside some kind of trial, and a monster roars into frame, charging him. He dodges, lands a clean hit that drops it in one shot. Catching his breath afterward, he checks the suit's readout directly, comparing Indomitable suit's stats against Rage suit's stats side by side. Durability favors the old suit, but strength and durability both spike wearing the new one. Just putting it on makes him stronger. The catch: it drains stamina by the second while active, and a status warning flashes that he currently lacks the ability to sustain Rage suit use long term. His stats: strength 35 to 60, durability 45 to 60, intelligence 0 to 0, athleticism 18 to 20, aren't yet built for the toll it takes. Hinata's training solo now, mostly sticking to the Indomitable suit since the Rage suit drains stamina too fast to sustain yet. Akane shows up late from supplementary class, needling him for never bothering to attend one himself. Then a blast interrupts them out of nowhere. Someone's testing him. It's Shirohane Sachi, a girl from Class A he's never actually talked to despite rumors putting her on Shizuka's level. She comes in fast and sharp, more skilled than her casual demeanor lets on, and he's forced to actually engage. The exchange escalates to a few clean exchanges, his suit absorbing and redirecting, until he manages to counter and clip her out of the fight. She lands, unbothered, genuinely impressed. You've really changed. If you weren't hiding your skills, you've truly grown immensely. He asks flatly what she wants. Turns out everyone's been trying to team up with her for the exam, but she'd rather pick someone interesting than someone strong on paper, and she's decided he qualifies. She offers her hand. He says sure, easy, no hesitation. Cut to a quieter beat between Akane and Sachi alone. Akane asks if she heard wrong. Did Sachi seriously suggest a 3-person team? Sachi's not interested. No way. She doesn't get how someone can ambush her out of nowhere and then expect teamwork. And riding her coattails for good marks would be pointless anyway. Sure, teaming with Hinata might land Sachi somewhere, but nobody would respect skills earned that way. People would just badmouth her for using him. Walking off, Sachi throws one more line back at Hinata. You really are interesting, aren't you? Once she's gone, Akane turns on Hinata. What a waste. He should have just agreed to team up. He pushes back. Did she even listen to what Sachi was saying? That girl wasn't interested in him specifically. Hinata replays the fight properly in his head afterward. Sachi was exceptional across every axis: speed, tactics, power, and concludes she was holding back the whole time. Even in his Rage suit, he's not sure he'd have one. Pulls up his Indomitable suit's update list directly. There's no way he catches up to her in sustained output yet. A notification window flashes. You are granted an audience with the bosom, and we cut hard out of his POV entirely into something much bigger. The Hansai otherworldly creature countermeasures headquarters. A Guild Alliance regular meeting in session. Around the table, Minister of Defense Hagain Repay, presumably connected to Hagain, Phoenix's Guild Master Hagura Hinji, the same shady Phoenix figure who tried recruiting Hinata earlier for his mother's, Deldora's Guild Master Sherry Truman, Victor Guild Master Shio Agri. The agenda: ongoing investigation into the cause of portal appearances. Accusations fly back and forth. Maybe someone's sitting on info and just not reporting it. Sherry pointedly refusing to be lumped in with pettier types. Kureha's the one who actually has something. The intervals between portal appearances feel like they're shortening. Stronger monsters than before are starting to show up too. If the pattern holds, the next catastrophe will hit on a completely different scale than anything before it. They need countermeasures fast. And for that, they need talented individuals. The principal of Valkyria, Tsushima Atsushi, man I can't keep up with his names, gets asked how training successors is going. He's got promising talent coming up, and the school's reevaluation exam is right around the corner. Asked which first years to watch, he names two, Minae Shizuku and Shirohane Sachi. Shio specifically flags Shizuku as someone worth scouting. Asked if there's anyone else worth mentioning, the principal hedges. There are more, but he'd rather they see it firsthand at the exam. Then Hagain Repay, the defense minister, pushes a different angle entirely. There's still a vacancy that opened up a while back, and the son of the person who left that position is at the school, Asahi Hinata. Is he still attending? Sherry doesn't even recognize the name at first. Oh, the kid who turns naked, the one with the relic that can't use weapons. The principal defends him flatly. He's still our student. Repay doesn't get it. His relic's useless. Is he just stubborn or genuinely not getting the hint to quit? And the principal, almost reluctantly, corrects him. That might not be the case. Surprisingly, that guy might end up being the standout performer this time. Exam day. Big festival energy, heat, crowds, food stalls, all framed as a public spectacle despite this being a test that produces real injuries every year. She spots Hinata and Akane in the crowd from a distance. That kid. I'm grateful. The one next to him is the same. And when the principal asks how she knows them, she deflects, mentions she's the guild master. A reporter-type figure hypes the crowd. 60-minute time limit. Which student's going to stand out this year? Akane finds the whole circus a little unpleasant, like everyone's treating a serious exam as a variety show. She checks in on Hinata. Isn't he annoyed by all this? He insists he's not, though his expression says otherwise. Then the gang shows up again, calling Hinata the center of attention, mocking that he's apparently gone viral online for the broadcast incident, implying that cosplayer is going to put on another show today. Before the portal opens, organizers brief the group hard. This is a life or death exam. Emergency device in hand. If things go wrong, Del Doris, Sherry's S-rank guild, will come rescue them. Then, start of the exam. The second group rushes the portal en masse. Commentary running the whole way. People clocking Sachi specifically, recalling she was the kid during the original class allocation exam and wondering what she's grown into, while others zero in on Hinata, curious whether an average kid has actually changed since then. Inside, one especially nasty-looking horned red monster bursts out roaring. Hinata finishes off the horned monster with Rage Fist, the charge release technique he picked up from the Rage suit. Akane grabs the magic stone drop. Training's paying off, and it shows. 2 weeks of grinding and Hinata's already throwing out name techniques. Akane's pulling her weight too. Her sacred items gotten stronger. Her detection's leveled up, and she calls the next wave before it even shows. 3 hobgoblins incoming, and the pair clean them up together, Hinata finishing with a flourish he's clearly proud of. Then the gloating. I should be able to pass this test easily. Akane's thrilled. They did it again, and at this rate the school's going to have to reevaluate them. Cut to Takayuki watching from the sidelines stewing, demanding to know how it went. When he hears they took down an ogre, in his head, he loses it completely. Son of a bitch. Flashback into Higane's POV, the one who got dragged into Takayuki's tantrum. Turns out he idolized heroes as a kid, grew up watching Guild Diodas dominate broadcasts, swore he'd be up there someday. Then reality hit. His relic is Steel Factor, a support-type ability that stores extracted essence into potions, 0 offensive power, 0 ability to fight on his own. Class E, obviously. To climb out he needed a partner with actual combat capability, and he leaned into that, guiltily, to get close to Takayuki. Cut to the exam proper. Higane's the one prepping potions and lining up the kill shots while Takayuki orders him around. He drugs the portal boss with something called Berserk Pheromone. Whoever's hit attacks whoever's smeared with the potion, sending the boss, deliberately, implying they're sabotaging the broadcast/exam on purpose. When Higane balks and threatens to walk, Takayuki turns violent fast, slashing at him with a blade to shut him up. The portal boss, the C2 rank dual-headed beast, gets loose from its core, and Higane spirals. He realizes Takayuki ditched him out here on purpose, swiped his emergency contact device so he can't call the guild, and is straight up planning to let him die so the blame lands on him alone. Higane bolts, but the thing's faster than he is, and just as it's about to finish him off, we cut to our MC collecting the stones and a liquid splash on him. Panicked questions, what is this liquid? And then the real gut punch. Higane breaks down and admits it. He set the portal boss loose himself, smeared the Berserk Pheromone, all to sabotage the exam. Meanwhile the broadcast cuts to the guild side. Sherry and the watching officials clock that a portal boss loose outside its core is almost unheard of, and start putting together that this was deliberately engineered, with Higane looking less like the mastermind and more like someone who got used. The beast is way above their weight class. Hinata clocks the skill gap is enormous, but throws himself in anyway with Rage Fist, landing one solid hit before getting swatted aside hard enough to draw blood. Akane begs him to run, says they can't win this one, and for a second even Hinata agrees. There's no clean way through this fight. Higane, wrecked with guilt, tries to murder himself, yelling at the monster to come at him instead so the other two can escape. Hinata won't let that stand either. His answer is simple. He's not running, because the person he respects never looked away from someone in danger. He buys time, all while getting wrecked round after round. And the scene cuts to Takayuki, smug, watching the carnage from a distance like it's going exactly to plan. Hinata actually dies, or near enough to count. Cue a quest notification. Quest accomplished. Achievement condition. Death. Reward. Permission to meet. He gets pulled into a strange mental space, where a silver-haired girl is... FBI, open up! waiting on a throne, addressing him as my master and acting like she's been expecting him for a while. Turns out this isn't a hallucination, it's the world inside the indomitable suit itself. She explains it plainly. She's the consciousness/will tied to the relic, and the only reason he's not actually dead is that she pulled him in here at the last second. She's blunt about it too, basically. Be grateful. When Hinata asks who she is, she calls herself a nameless traitor, which raises way more questions than it answers. She doesn't waste the visit. She tweaks his eyes, his words, made a slight adjustment, telling him his fighting style's too rigid and that he needs to actually observe his opponent instead of just reacting. She gives him one shot of real assistance, says she doesn't have much strength left to spare, and shoves him back out before he can get more than a fragment of the bigger picture, namely her dropping a single huge tease, a parade of different sacred relics, sword, gauntlet, cannon, staff, tied to those who brought war to the human world. Last thing she says before the door slams shut. We'll meet again. Asahi Hinata, back in the real fight, back in his body, and the upgrade is immediate. His perception's completely different now. He can read the monster's left/right tells before it moves. Akane and Higane both clock that something's changed. Then the real payoff. Hinata triggers a second named skill, Revenge, stacked with Rage Fist, landing a finishing blow that actually puts the dual-headed beast down for good, right as the rescue team, the guild searchers from earlier, arrives just a beat too late to matter. Aftermath cuts to the broadcast/livestream crowd losing their minds. The loser narrative flipping hard in real time. Classmates and strangers alike stunned that the kid everyone wrote off just soloed a portal boss. Sherry's reaction is shown too, watching the replay with visible shock. Word spreads through school that the kid everyone wrote off is actually Class E's Hinata, and even the masked classmate from earlier, introduced watching the spectacle, admits the bullies who used to target him had it coming. Meanwhile, Takayuki, panicking that Higane's about to spill everything about the sabotage, decides his only move is to finish Hinata off completely, drags his crew in for one last assault. Sherry watches the whole thing live through a drone feed, ready to order an arrest, but the principal stops her. Stepping in now would only feed Takayuki's resentment and guarantee he tries something like this again down the line. Better to let it play out and let Hinata handle it himself, with the guild ready to intervene only if it goes too far. It doesn't go too far, for Takayuki, anyway. He charges in screaming, throws everything he's got, and it's not enough. Hinata reads every attack coming, drops him hard, and delivers the line that closes the whole rivalry out cold. He doesn't even need to use his relic for someone like this. Sherry calls it then and there. Between the kid who kept training in silence and the one who didn't, the gap speaks for itself. The next day, Hinata's reputation has flipped completely. Hallways buzzing, classmates whispering, people who ignored him for years now staring like it's a seismic event. Akane even snipes that it's less. People noticing him, and more. Everyone pretending this was inevitable all along. The tracksuit blue-haired girl from earlier, presumably Shizuku, gives him a short, clipped acknowledgement. Yesterday I was impressed. I've somewhat reevaluated my opinion, but that's all. Still distant, but a crack in the ice. Akane needles Hinata about his relationship with her, which he deflects. Sadder beat. Higane's expulsion notice gets confirmed. Official paperwork, his name on it. And we see him packing up his room at sunset, accepting it without much resistance. Hinata catches him right as he's leaving to say goodbye properly. Higane's surprisingly at peace with it. Takayuki's headed to juvenile detention for attempted murder, and Higane himself was only expelled because he acted under threat. No real complaints from him about how it shook out. Before he goes, he hands Hinata a small gift, a recovery potion made with his own relic, plus reveals he's already gone to the principal with a letter of recommendation arguing his support-type potion still have real value, even without combat talent. His closing words land as a quiet thematic mirror to Hinata's own arc. Higane gives Hinata one last sincere goodbye and thanks before heading out. And that's where we'll wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.